Hi everybody, it is January 31, 2016. I want to thank my subscriber who sent along this link to me. It is an interview with Shauna Cox, who was released from jail. Shauna Cox was in the car with Lavoy Finicum, as well as the 18-year-old Victoria. I can't remember her last name, but I posted her eyewitness account on my channel. Her account, Shauna's account, is consistent with Victoria's. In this article, it states that McConnell's account, Mark McConnell, who did not witness the shooting, he was in the Jeep with Ammon Bundy. He was not in the car or the truck with Shauna Cox and Lavoy Finicum and the others. He apparently has taken this down from Facebook, this video, giving his account. And he replaced it with an apology. I'm not on Facebook, so if anybody comes across that video where he's apologizing for posting this video, I guess, could you pass that link along to us? I'd appreciate it. But the other thing that this article points out, and I'm not going to read the whole article, you can click on the link below to read it. It states here that Ron Wyden, the Oregon senator, and the other senator, Jeff Merkley from Oregon, met with FBI Director James Comey hours before this dramatic incident unfolded. And Ron Wyden apparently stated that the standoff was a situation where the virus was spreading. Here is the article in which Ron Wyden is quoted as saying, "The virus was spreading." What is the virus? I agree with the author of this article, stating that the virus is protest and civil disobedience. I posted Ron Wyden's impassioned speech on the floor of Congress days after they took over the refuge, and everybody was wowed by it. He seemed to be standing with the people. He understood the frustrations of ranchers and the difficulties that they have to endure with the BLM. But he did say in that speech, okay, you made your point, go home. Made your point, go home. Well, they didn't go home. And any kind of protest or civil disobedience will cause inconvenience to people. But Americans, I'm sorry, I'm rather disgusted with Americans who really, they just don't ever want any discomfort. So those in Harney County, those who are not supporting this, telling them to go home, we just want to live our life. We don't care that the BLM is stealing property from ranchers. We just want to live our life comfortably. We're still okay. The Hammonds okay. They're in jail, sitting in jail as terrorists. But we just want to live our life comfortably. So go home. Ron Wyden, you made your point. Go home. There are appropriate channels to deal with these situations. The appropriate channels apparently are these representatives of ours that they need to work with our constituents and discuss the policies coming out of Washington. And, well, if that was an appropriate channel, none of this would have taken place. Yes, I understand that a whole lot of you believe that it's a psyop and the whole thing was created to gather data, the responses of the American people. Well, you know, I can't say that that's not true, but I do know, based on what I'm hearing, based on what I've seen, that there are an awful lot of people who are there genuinely standing for the Constitution, standing up for the Hammonds sitting in jail as terrorists, genuinely standing on principle. So that's who I stand with. But there are no appropriate channels anymore. We know what Congress is doing. We know what our federal government is doing. We know what the BLM is doing. It is absolutely stealing property. We know that there's an awful lot of issues that have come out because of this stand in Oregon. Hillary Clinton making millions of dollars, that money being diverted into the Clinton Foundation, where she gave over the rights to a Russian company to mine for uranium in Oregon. The virus was not only civil disobedience and protest, it was truth. The virus is truth, and that was spreading. More and more people were becoming aware of what our representatives are doing in Washington, what Hillary Clinton, her involvement in this, the BLM stealing property from ranchers. Word was getting out. The truth was getting out. And that's what Ron Wyden and the other senator from Oregon and the FBI wanted to stop. And they stopped it dramatically. Quite dramatically. Sending a message to all Americans. You want to protest? You want to cause civil disobedience? We'll take your life. And it is really unfortunate, all of the vitriolic personal attacks, vilifying people publicly on YouTube for having a different perspective on what was taking place in Oregon. It certainly did, I think, send a chilling effect. I feel it every time I'm about to post something on Oregon. There's this wrenching in my gut, and I actually hear myself saying, just don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You're just going to get vilified. You're going to get attacked. But I don't like bullies stopping me. I don't like being shamed into silence. So, here's the account of Shauna Cox. The link is below. Ciao, guys.